Breaking news! Some quite cool NASA scientists just found a wormhole really close to Earth and decided to draw a lottery on who be the lucky person who gets to travel through it. And you won't believe who won it. It's you! Oh, you don't have any training? Oh, that's just too bad. But where does this wormhole lead to anyway? Don't worry, it's just this place in space called the Bu- boat boots
Booti.
supervoid, where there's nothing for billions of light years in every direction. I heard some cool YouTube channel called A Space Story has a video about it. You should go and watch it after this one. If you survive, that is. Welcome to today's space story. I will tell you a couple of stories about your journey in deep space. And luckily for you, with each scenario, your chances of surviving increase significantly. So you should stay until the end. In the first one, NASA doesn't seem to have quite enough money because the US is spending it on other activities. So they shoot you up in space and leave you with just an extravehicular mobility unit, or for short an EMU. It provides environmental support, mobility, life support and communications. That's cool and all, but how would it look like? Well, something like this. I know, so exciting! Well, if you don't like it, you shouldn't worry. You won't be seeing it for much longer. After all, if it was just you chilling in space, you'd die in around 3 weeks of starvation. Oh, but of course before that, on the third day you'd die of dehydration. Oh, but of course, even though you have life support that keeps the oxygen going, it won't last for more than 8 hours because of the batteries. But even if it did, you'd die because of lack of oxygen after around 10 hours. Yeah. Okay, you won't manage to do anything interesting while floating mindlessly in space for 10 hours, so let's see what would happen if we sent you a little more prepared. In the second scenario, before NASA shot you up in space, they told you the scary truth about this operation. They revealed that they had known about the existence of this wormhole for a long time. Assholes. But sadly, it opens for a day and closes for the next 5 years, like a certain YouTuber's channel. In that case, you must survive for the next 5 years in the middle of nowhere with no connection to Earth. This just got way more interesting. Now, some people have Rolls-Royce, Lamborghini, Ferrari, or even Bugatti, but that's for poor people. Would you like to have the most expensive vehicle you probably never wanted? No? Too bad. Congratulations! You are now the proud operator of the International Space Station. Here are the keys, have fun. At least you don't have to worry about crashing it. Here we go again. This time you have the ISS on your hands. Now you just have to survive for the next 5 years. Hey, where did the power go? Oh no. Let's play a really popular game called How the fuck do you sustain the power of a 420-ton wonder of a machine? I'm your host George, and you have 4 choices. The first choice is already integrated in the ISS, and that's solar panels. But must I remind you where we are? That's not going to work. Another option is a perpetual motion machine, which sadly breaks just a couple laws of our physics, so maybe in the future. Third one is to do nothing. Self-explanatory, you ain't making it to 5 years. Fourth one, and my personal favorite, a goddamn nuclear reactor. Okay, third time's the charm. Same thing, but ignoring all the safety issues that Wikipedia and ChatGPT warned me about, we strap a size nuclear reactor to this bad boy and send it through the wormhole. This time you also know how to operate the ISS, so you don't have to worry about that. That means that you have to do the work of 6 people though. You also have food, water and hygiene products, as well as everything to sustain life for the next 5 years. Okay, things seem stable, so what now? Well, you have to be here for the next 5 years, so let's see what you have to do. and how this trip will affect you physically and mentally. You have to do daily activities like train, eat, and sleep. Basic hygiene is also possible, but very limited. You can forget about cold and hot showers. A regular day-to-day life in the ISS is all explained in a video by TechVision, which I left in the comment section if you're interested. Well, a typical ISS astronaut will see the sun rise and set 16 times a day. But there is no light, so the only light for billions of light years will be the one in the ISS itself. At first it will feel weird not having any natural light, but after a couple of months you'll get used to it. Of course, that means your body won't be synthesizing vitamin D, so you have to take that externally, for example in pills. The astronauts on the ISS have mission control, which is people on Earth telling them their daily or weekly tasks. But you don't have to worry about people telling you what to do, because there is no connection back to Earth, if you had forgotten. Luckily, NASA realized how bad for morale it would be to leave someone in deep space for 5 years without any entertainment, and because they are so generous, they decided to give you 3 things to bring to the ISS with you. Pause the video, go in the comment section and share what you'd bring to the station with you. And while you are there, you can also like the video and subscribe to the channel. Me personally, if I had to bring 3 things, I'm going with anything that can play music and can store at least 5,000 songs on it, a bow and a perpetual motion machine, of course. After 5 long years, you'd probably be a lot worse than you are thinking. Unsurprisingly, gravity has a big effect on how people live. Have none of the nice effects of gravity for 5 years and you get many pleasant effects, including muscle weakening and atrophy despite regular exercise. You can theoretically lose up to 60% of your bone density, typically loss exceeding 20 to 30% in weight-bearing bones is considered critical. You can draw your own conclusions. Let's just hope NASA sends some new sciencey serum to counteract the effects or at least slow them down. Your immune system won't be at its best as well. If you do come back to Earth, you're going to be more susceptible to infections and diseases. In microgravity, fluids shift towards the upper body, causing facial puffiness and potentially leading to fluid imbalances. Changes to your eyesight are possible as well. Your heart won't go unscathed as well, because it will become more spherical, affecting its efficiency as well. In short, the less gravity a person experiences, the worse the effects become. To be frank, it's not looking good on the psychological side as well. You'd be suffering from severe depression, anxiety, and very surprisingly, feelings of isolation. Who would have guessed? Usually, astronauts do team activities to counteract such effects, but your only friend there is the guy in the mirror. But don't go off talking to him every day though, because you'd go crazy earlier than supposed to. Okay, enough of this. Let's get you back to Earth, hopefully in one piece. The chances of your operation were what the fuck out of 100, so the fact that you are back in kind of one piece and only a little insane is extraordinary in itself. After all this, 5 long years of being isolated in the middle of nowhere, being almost crippled, you are now back on Earth, ready to retire. You are popular worldwide, wealthy, you have dozens of stories to tell your children, and who's knocking on the door? We have another mission for you. Fuck! Let's handle that in another video. For now, thanks for watching. A subscribe and a like would be very much appreciated, and I'll see you next time so that I can tell you another space story. See ya!